What up, peeps? It's Gabe.
And it's Babe.
And we are coming to do our FAQs. We got a lot of questions, so we're going to try to make this as quick as possible. You know we're long-winded, so I promise to talk fast. Babe, do you promise to talk fast?
I do. Baby, do you promise? He does.
Okay, so we're going to get through this. We're going to split this up. This first part is going to be just about interracial relationship questions because we got a lot of them. So, and then we'll get into everything else on the second part. So, let's get right into it.
And the first question.
Seriously?
Is Chad white? Yes. I am white.
100% white.
Yes.
Ain't that right?
Yes.
That's right.
100%.
He may look like a brother. He may look like a light-skinned, biracial person, but he's not.
I'm white.
And he's got beautiful blue eyes. BT did. How was it meeting families? How did your families react to your relationship and marriage?
Go ahead.
My family loved Chad, like from the beginning. When they first met him, they loved him. And like I said, if you guys watched our story, you guys know that my mom, she's the one that told me Chad was the one. So like everybody that met him fell in love with him instantly. Like it was never an issue for us.
Yeah. And then on my side, same. I mean, you know, everybody loved her from the get-go. I mean, it was so easy. It was so, you know, effortless for everybody. Everybody had great things to say.
And even when they met each other, like when our families met each other, they loved each other and they get along great. So
yeah, it's been a blessing. No
issues. Gabe, do you get told, "Oh, you should have picked a black man. Why don't you have a black man?" I don't think anybody has ever said that to me. Anybody in real life. Of course, we have people on YouTube that talk crazy on the comment section all the time, but nobody has ever said that to me, to my face. Like, if they were thinking it, they didn't tell me. But, yeah, no. Sorry. Have you had any struggles or challenges being in an interracial relationship?
Not really. I mean...
No.
I can't think of any. I mean, no.
No, we don't. We don't have very many issues. Like, we don't have issues at all. Really.
Even being in a small town, we don't have issues. I mean, people are sweet around here. People are nice. People are, I mean, respectful. If they think anything, they don't say it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, no, it's no.
Let's see. Another question, kind of close to that. Do people make comments when you're out and about, being a mixed couple? How do you deal with it? If anything, we get positive feedback from a lot of people. Like, we always have people, you know, that are coming up and saying that, like, before we even had Chad Ryan, people were telling us that we were a good-looking couple and that we look cute together. And, I mean, of course, they're always coming up because of him now, but we got more positive feedback than anything. And, I mean, even in this small community, look, this small town that we live in, there are a lot of different interracial relationships. Mostly it's black women and black men and white women. So we're like pretty few and far between.
Yeah, we're definitely the minority couple.
Yeah, but everybody's been positive.
Yeah.
A lot of these questions, they're the same but worded differently. So we're going to talk about Chad and his preference. So I have questions like, Chad, how did your family feel about your love for black women? Was black women all you dated before we got married? Did you believe that your preference developed? Like, when did it develop? And, you know, what was it about black women that you liked? Did your family know about it? Like, we have so many questions about Chad and his preference. Why? I have no clue. I guess because you made the statement that you always knew. Yeah. You were going to be with a black woman. So expand on that for us.
All right. So, I mean, it really started just, I mean, when I was, you know, younger, you know, a little kid. I don't remember how, but real young. I always thought, you know, black girls were pretty, you know. And I always, like, you know, I've always lived in, you know, in neighborhoods where there's been very good, you know, mixture of, you know, people and cultures and, you know, and races. So it's never been that I was only around, you know, one certain race, but, you know, I've always just identified more with, you know, like with, you know, the black kids around the, you know, the boys and stuff around the, you know, neighborhood, I connected with them. So I'd hang out with them, play basketball, do all that stuff, and then just, you know, with just, you know, they'd have sisters and you know, and I just,
so you'd have crushes.
yeah, then I get these crushes, you know, and
That's
you know,
so funny.
and I've always had, I guess, you know, but they've always liked me too, so it's always been something that's been very easy. And for me, talking to, you know, like a white woman or anything like that, it's just, it was awkward. You know, it's awkward. Don't get me wrong, I think that there's beautiful women of every different kind of race and color, you know, and creed, but yeah, my preference is just always all my celebrity crushes. I mean, just everything that since growing up. Yeah, and I've always, you know, preferred black women.
So a question close to that, which I don't really know why it matters now, but somebody wanted to know, were you mostly looking at chocolate girls, or did you like light skin and dark skin females equally?
I've always liked the brown skin. That's always been my
That's been your preference?
That preference.
I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah, that brown, like the brown skin, I just think it's sexy, just gorgeous. My wife is delicious. And everybody that I can think of that I've ever had a relationship with, you know, has been, you know, has been a brown skin, you know, a caramel complexion. But I mean, I've thought light skin black women were beautiful, and I thought really dark skin black women are beautiful. I love confidence. I love, you know, I love the way that, and don't get me wrong, but I think that, you know, black women have just this confidence, this aura about them. And I think all women can, don't get me wrong, you know, but, you know, just that's something that I think really, you know, attracted me from the get-go, is that just that, you know, strength that I could see, you know, they can kind of just sense. And, you know.
Chad's older brother, really black too, and was that an influence? I believe you're talking about Dion, and you guys have seen, well, if you haven't seen our vlogs, they've been in, I think, the last couple vlogs that we did a couple vlogs ago, and when we were in Alabama, and Dion does have a black wife. Was that an influence for you? Explain that.
No, my brother, Dion, he has, you know, a great wife. Angela is you know, a great woman for him, and they're doing great. But his previous marriage was to a white woman, and then he's, you know, never dated a black woman prior to meeting Angela. Not that he hasn't liked them, it just actually it was the other way around. I actually told him, I said, hey man, you know, if you're tired of finding these bad, you know, women, then, I mean, and you've got something different around you, or someone that, you know, and for him, something different is a black woman, or an Asian woman, or, you know, a Spanish woman, something different. You know, if you're going to the same place and getting the, you know, bad stuff all the time, then try something different. And he thought they were, you know, he saw beautiful one, you know, all the time, and he ended up meeting Angela, and here they are, they're married and happy. And so I like to think that I actually had the influence on him. But yeah, so
that's funny.
He's white just like me.
Did your family always know that you know, like black women?
Yeah, I mean, I always listen to, I'm nothing like my brothers in the fact that, I mean, I always listen to rap music, R&B. I mean, you know, I listened to a little bit of rock, but that was mostly what Mark, you know, everybody knows Mark. That's what he liked. So, you know, I love Mark. He's like, you know, been like a father figure. But he listened to that stuff. So I would like some of that stuff more because he did. But mostly, I mean, rap, R&B, and you know, soul music and things like that. And I mean that.
No surprise when he brought me home.
Yeah, no surprise. Everybody, I mean, it's normal. You know, it's for me.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, I got asked if Chad was the first Caucasian that I've ever dated, and no, he's not the first one that I've dated, but he's the first one that I've dated seriously. So I've dated one before, and he was much older than me actually, and you know, it was cool, but I never saw it going anywhere. You know, like we would joke about it, and you know, he'd say things like, "Yeah, I'm gonna marry you. You're gonna give me beige babies," and things like that. But I was never like, I'm gonna marry this man. I'm never gonna marry a white man. I mean, you guys know me. So then Chad came along and changed everything. So yeah, he's pretty much the only serious white guy that I've dated. And
the only serious one that you will.
Exactly. He's so crazy. Someone says, I know someone who is looking to get into an interracial relationship, but she is having trouble finding that. What would you guys suggest? What does a man of the opposite race look for in a black woman? So I guess this is more so for you.
Well, for me, for me, the thing is, you know, I don't look for the things like, for me personally, I don't look for things that, you know, I don't look for someone that's a good cook, you know, or keeps the house, you know, super clean, that's super duper organized. I mean, all that little small things that is important to some people, and don't get me wrong, if it's important to you, then that's great. Not knocking that. But for me, I just look for someone that is confident, strong, that, you know, takes pride in their appearance, you know, takes care of themselves, you know, and wants to be better, you know, sets goals and wants to be better. And I think that if you're yourself, you know, the biggest thing is if you're yourself, you know, and you're not trying to be anything but that, then the right person will come and, you know, find you. And if it's a white guy that you like, you know, and speaking to black women, you know, or vice versa, if it's a white woman that, you know, wants to meet, you know, a black guy, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, I mean, then the biggest thing is just forget about the fact that they're white or you're black. Just think about the fact that you like them. Exactly. Think about the fact that you think they're, you know, handsome or pretty or, you know, funny, and, you know, just tell them, you know, I mean, just do what you would do with anybody else. Race, yeah. It doesn't have to be weird. Yeah. It doesn't have to be white or black, you know, and that's it. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, do I think my wife is a beautiful black woman? Yes, but I think she's just a beautiful woman in general. Yeah. So I hope that helps. I mean, you know, just be yourself.
As a mixed race couple, do you get any abuse on the street from black or white peeps? No. Ain't nobody trying that.
No. Like I said, I might be skinny, but don't get fooled. That's all I'm saying. No.
But I will say that I have gotten looks like,
yeah, I mean,
you know, I mean, of course we're going to get looks, but nobody has actually said anything to us. And it's funny, most of the time, if I'm getting crazy looks or weird looks, they're coming from black men, because they're looking like, what's she doing with him, or whatever, you know, whatever they're thinking. But if I get crazy looks, it's usually from black men.
And then I catch them looking, and I stare back at them crazy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's just, you know, the thing is, I'm very respectful. I'm not a troublemaker. I'm not a person that picks fights, starts fights. But, you know, I'm definitely not the person that's gonna be disrespected or let my family be disrespected. So no one's ever been, you know, for lack of better words, you know, stupid enough to really test that. You know, it's just not right. It's not the way people should be.
Here's another one for you, Chad.
Okay.
I'm a black female and I have a thing for white men. Sounds weird, but I'm just wondering, do you think white men like black women? Are they interested? How do you think I go about meeting and talking to a white guy? How do you think they would react, or how would I know if they're interested? That was a long question.
Right. So first question. First thing, you like white women, and that's what you like. That's awesome. That you're willing to just like who you like. If you then go for it. Second, white women. I think white men love black women. I think they love black women. And the reason I say that is, you know, in the Army, I had so many friends, so many soldiers that you know, that I was in charge of, or just people that I worked with. They were like, you know, how do you get these black girls? How do you get them? You know, I mean, because, you know, when I was just dating, it's dating, you know, and they just wondered, like, how do you talk to them? And the biggest thing is that, you know, sometimes they're nervous. Sometimes they don't know how to talk to a black woman because, you know, because of that confidence factor, because of that unique personality that a black woman brings to, you know, to the world, because I think there is a difference. You know, there's a different confidence level. There's something that's completely different with, you know, and I think it's, you know, so at the end of the day, if you like somebody, then again, be yourself.
Approach them like you would approach a black guy. I mean, not, you know, of course conversation may be a little different, but just eliminate the race. Like, stop looking at, okay, is this white guy I like, is this Asian guy I like, it's just a guy that you like, or it's just a woman that you like. Just eliminate the race, and I think it'll, you know, it'll answer most of the questions.
The person that loves you is going to love you regardless.
What are your neighbors like towards you as a mixed couple? I don't even know my neighbors. I've seen her in passing.
Yeah.
Like,
our old neighbors were fine.
They're fine.
And our new neighbors are both very friendly. And you know,
I'm in an interracial relationship, engaged, and we are thinking of moving to another state. We live in California now. How do people react to interracial couples in the South? Not sure if I can handle a lot of the negative reactions if we decide to move there. We're in the South, and we haven't experienced that. I think.
Go ahead,
well, I'm sorry, what were you going to say? No, that's okay. I think wherever you go, you're going to have people that are not interested in seeing interracial relationships, and you're going to have people that are cheerleaders for interracial relationships. So I don't think it's necessarily an area that's worse than another. I mean, you think down south, okay, so maybe there is a little bit more racism down south, but honestly, I haven't experienced it. So
yeah, I mean, we're in a small town now. I was in an even smaller town when I was in the Army in Louisiana. No issues. I mean, some people just don't like it, but at the end of the day, you know, keep it moving. Don't worry about them, and
do you. If y'all want to move and your neighbor hates you, do you. I mean, as long as they're not harming you, it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
So, which also brings us to a question like, how do you get a lot of ignorance from people while in an interracial relationship, and how do you deal with it? And we get a lot of ignorance on YouTube. We don't get this in real life. Most of the ignorance and the hate and the negative comments that we get, they all come on YouTube. Honestly.
Or Twitter.
Or Twitter sometimes. And you just brush it off. Sometimes I reply, and sometimes I don't. And you know, some people are like, well, don't feed into the negative, don't respond to them. But sometimes you just want to say something back, and I just may say something smart, or I may come back, you know, nice and friendly, like thanks for watching, but I don't always respond. I get a ton of hate comments from people, and I don't respond to over half of them.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, sometimes I just play along with them, say little things back just because it's funny to me. But most of our hate comes through the internet. People that don't even have a picture on their profile.
See, people, you know, see, some people
cyberbullying.
People hide behind the internet, you know, and it's usually the people that don't have pictures, like she said. You know, it's not the people that have pictures or that, you know, who are, you know, not afraid to be themselves. It's the others. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Gabe, this question is so funny to me. And some of y'all were going in on the lady that asked this question, but, you know, I mean, I think she didn't mean any harm by it.
Yeah.
And she said, Gabe, would you be sad if your future daughter comes out white like Chad Jr., or would you not care? And she did say that she wasn't trying to throw shade. She just knows that some women get upset when their daughters don't look like them. So to answer the question, I don't care what color my daughter comes out. I don't care if she's light as him or as brown as me. But I would really love for her to look like me. Like, I would love for her to favor me, because
me too.
I look so much like my mother. Like, we look like twins, and I've just always wanted that for my
Nana
daughter.
Looks like them.
Yeah, like I just have always wanted that for my daughter, for her to be like a spitting image of me. I don't think it matters what color her skin is, but her features, I would definitely love for her to look like me. I think all women want their daughter to look like them. Yeah, but if she looks like Chad, I'm not gonna be upset. I mean, she's gonna be beautiful either way. So I know this one looks like Chad, and he's gorgeous. So yeah, I'm not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter to me either way. But yeah, if I could have a twin like I'm my mother's twin, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and I just want her to get what she, you know, what she's always dreamt of.
Yeah. What is the weirdest questions you guys get asked out in public with Chad Ryan? I haven't had any yet. Ain't nobody tried it yet. But I'm waiting on that one person to say something crazy. But nobody has done it yet. Have you got any crazy questions?
Nah. I mean, I have this thing with, I'm very friendly. I mean, I'm very friendly. But I will mean mug the heck out of you. Look at, because if you're just staring at me, I'm just wondering why you staring at me. So I'm going to mug you. So, and I don't back down, so it's not like I, get scared if you look back at me. I mean, we'll stare contest if you have to. But yeah, so nobody's ever done that or tried that.
There we go. Alright guys, thank you for watching. We hope that we've answered all of your questions in regards to, being in an interracial relationship. If you have more, anything like that, you can always put them down below and I'll answer them there, or Chad will answer them in the comment section. But alright guys, stay tuned for part 2 where we will answer all of your other questions. Alright guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.